This is the new Gorilla Pod, so to speak. Nice and quick and easy. It's a bit on the windy side out here, but hey. Oh, and I've actually got the reusable bags this time with me. Just gonna get the bag out the back. Hang on a minute, Jasper. You want me to pick you up? Yeah. Today I'm going to be talking about things you can do to extend the life of your various lithium-ion battery-powered devices. Jasper is having a little bit of a meltdown. I think he's probably just got himself a bit tired at preschool. At least that's what I'm hoping. You've obviously been spoiled, Jasper. So that means I'll have to not give you any treats for a while until you're not spoiled anymore. Okay, so I've finished all my editing now and it's time to make Jasper some food. But just quickly before I do that, I wanted to explain about, hang on, that's a good question actually. Right, my watch is on 44%. I will come and give it a quick zap in a minute. When it comes to consumer electronics, the manufacturers, they push the batteries too far. They let them run far too low, they charge them up far too high. For them, these are devices that they actually don't want to work properly for more than a year or two. And oftentimes the owners don't really mind if they don't work properly after a year or two. Both parties are happy with the idea of just getting things replaced every couple of years. But what that means is that for them, the most important thing is not how long they can make a battery last, but rather how big a number they can stick on the ticket in the shop. This watch will last 2 days. Whereas if they put on there it lasts 5 hours, then obviously people would be rather less inclined to buy it. However, for me, I do like things to last. So I have a tendency to basically try and keep all my consumer electronics between 80 and 30%. Now I can't do that with everything. For some devices, you can't really tell exactly where it is in its state of charge. You can only really tell it's kind of full, it's kind of in the middle, it's kind of empty. So with those devices, generally speaking, I just charge them all the way up. Handily enough, they also happen to be the kind of devices where you can cheaply get lots of replacement batteries and they are replaceable. Now I know there are lots of people out there that are going to be like, what are you doing? Just use it. And that's fine. They want to do that, that's entirely up to them. For me, personally, I want to try and keep the battery as good as possible, partly because I'm actually interested in seeing how much of a difference it makes. Certainly with my mobile phone, it certainly does. Because in this family, we've got both extremes. We've got me, charges it up to 80%, puts it on charge when it hits 30. Then you've got Soph. She has a tendency to charge it all the way up to 100% and leave it plugged in all night long. And then in the morning she takes it and runs it all the way down to absolutely empty. Generally speaking, I would say that we have about a similar number of charge cycles in the day. And what I've found is that her battery seems to age quite a lot quicker than mine. So it certainly seems to make a difference. When it comes to things like phones, she's always complaining that the phone has nothing like the battery capacity it used to have. I, on the other hand, don't really seem to notice the batteries aging at all. The only exception is when I get lazy with them, which does happen sometimes. That happened with my Sony smartwatch, which I had for 3 years, and the battery's still pretty good, to be honest. It just became obvious that it wasn't worth continuing with that charging scheme, principally because it does take effort, and I realised I was going to have to replace the watch because I was holding it together with super glue. I do try and do something very similar with my car. Now I know that car manufacturers, because they know that their batteries in their cars are gonna have to last quite a bit longer than they do in, say, a mobile phone or a watch. So they're much more careful, which is why Tesla only let you charge the car up to about 96%. It says 100%, but they actually only charge it to 96. Also, they recommend that you don't charge it to 100% usually, you only charge it to 90% at most, sort of on a daily basis, and then you just use the 100% for those trips when you really need the extra range. They also do all they can to stop you from discharging the battery too highly. They don't say don't do these things, and that's fine, because occasionally it really won't make a difference. But what they want to try and do is make that battery last really well, because it's a car. This cooking and vlogging thing is new. I'm not really sure I'd call it cooking. It's more like a sort of boiling a bit of pasta and putting some sauce with it. But for me, that's complicated cooking. I'm loving this new tripod. It is actually really comfortable to hold. Can you see it? Yeah, see? Yep. Loving the tripod. So what else ages a battery besides using it? Well, using it definitely, that's Soph. Okay, hang on a second. We'll finish this in a minute. Hi Soph, how's it going? That was Soph basically just telling me that she was going to get back outrageously late because she's extremely busy, which is basically, you know, I get a lot of people who ask, what is it that I do? Basically, that's what I do. YouTube is my kind of hobby, it's what I like to spend some time doing, but the fact that Soph can stay out and work into the night if she needs to, or whatever, she has that flexibility because she is the primary wage earner in this household, and that's just the way we do things. Now you know, that's my job. So I'm going to sort my son out, who's currently watching a tablet whilst I do the cooking and shoot this video for today. So I better make this video count. What was I talking about? The pasta's at least cooking now. I've had to swap to a bigger pan. That one was too small. Now it's in that one. Much better. Cooking has always been my weak point when it comes to looking after Jasper, but I am working on it. Battery care, yes. So the things that batteries really don't like is being really full and really empty, you know, as you're cycling it, but also you've got shelf life, and shelf life is affected by spending time when it's highly discharged, although I'm not sure how much damage that actually does to the chemistry, as opposed to just you don't want it to go too low because then it really does damage things. And then you've got when it's fully charged, and when it's fully charged, if it's also warm, then what that means is that the chemical reactions that you don't want in that fully charged battery speed up, locking away lithium. They all have a length of time that they can sit on the shelf before they are basically knackered. The best way to store a battery would be to have it be fairly cold and at about 60% state of charge. And the best way to, I'm sure I'm messing up this cooking. And it's just pasta. Ugh. You see, I've been distracted though, so it's not 100% my fault because I had Soph on the phone and you guys in a camera. So there's been some element of distraction going on here. Long story short, when it comes to things like my phone and my watch, I do try to put some extra effort in to get the longevity out of the battery, because I don't want to have to buy another watch in a couple of years if there's nothing wrong with this watch. The watch is currently at 43%. Once we've finished eating our supper, I'll probably put it on charge whilst I bath Jasper, because I don't really want to wear it while I'm doing that anyway. I am a big fan of tortellini, however. Pasta in general, this was a request from Jasper. Bon appetit! Okay, time to put the old watch on charge. My upload is complete, always good to know. And by the time I've finished sorting Jasper out, that'll be charged up to a good 80%. Don't know if I mentioned, but I also got a new little tripod for my small camera. Although the smaller of the Gorilla pods had not actually broken, it's still a little bit faffy trying to get the legs out. The ball head on this one is plastic and really rubbish. Whereas this one has got the proper Joyby ball head on it, much quicker and easier, and it's a really nice grip as well. Fantastic, well that's Jasper in bed, stories read, bath, all sorted, done. Well, I hope you all enjoyed today's blog post and found it interesting. If you have, remember to like it, share it and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye! There are some devices I don't have any chance of keeping between 30 and 80%. Take this for example, Bose speaker. Brilliant little device, really love it, sound quality is amazing, but it has no power gauge on it. And on top of that, it runs down really quite quickly when it's not plugged in.